everyone and welcome back to another part of this series. In this video, we will be creating a system that will activate or spawn a new ball whenever we need one. Okay, so um, I don't know if you are familiar with pooling system or not, but in terms of video games and development, pooling system is very important. And if you don't know what pooling system, I created this small notepad here. So pooling system is basically creating a set of objects that we will need in our game and reuse them every time they are not doing anything. Okay, so let me explain more. Creating and destroying objects in real time can be very costly in terms of CPU and memory. Okay, so object pooling avoids this by recycling a fixed number of pre-created objects. So instead of destroying the objects, we deactivate them. And by deactivate, I mean deactivating any component they have, deactivating the collision, making them invisible in the game, and so on. Okay, then we reuse them whenever we need. We need them. Why do we use the system? When we are pooling, we eliminate the need for repeated memory allocation, object construction, and initialization from scratch. This leads to more predictable and stable frame rates, FPS, and especially important for mobile and VR. And in our case, we are doing in mobile games, so it's very important. And what happens if we don't use pooling system? We just spawn and create and destroy every time. First, the FPS drops will occur, then memory fragmentation, also some unpredictable behavior when spawning many objects. Okay, let's get started by creating. Okay, first we need a class that will handle all the pooling process. Like we need a manager. Okay, so first go to common classes and look for actor. Let's call it pool manager. Okay, now that our class is created, let's go to our first. We wait. Okay, let's close everything here. Let's just close everything and go to here and get the pool.header and pool.cpp. So what functions do we need here? First, we need to know what we will be getting from the pool, what actor. In our case, we only want the ball, right? We want to get another ball only, nothing else. So we need a function to get this ball from the pool. Think of it like this: the pool is like an array that holds reference to all the balls that we created. Okay, and we also need a function to add a ball to this pool, to the array. Okay, so first let's go here in the public, because we need to call them outside the class. And first let's for declare the ball. Class a ball. Then inside the public, we need to create two functions. One that returns that has a return type ball, get ball from pool or from array. It also works. We need a parameter, one parameter, and that's the transform ball transform. This parameter will help us determine where to set the location and the rotation and the scale of this ball that we got. Okay. Next one is we need to get a function that adds the ball to pool. Okay, and parameter a ball new ball. Okay, so this ball here will be added to the array. Okay, what else? Inside the private, we need to create the ball array. So T array a ball balls array. This will hold all the balls we have. What else? Let's create these two functions, a definition for them. And in here, we want a new ball. No, sorry. Balls array, for the array, dot add new ball. Okay, now we want to get the ball from an array. So first we need to check if the array is empty or not. If it's empty, so first balls array is empty. So if it is empty, we want to okay, so empty means we have no ball. It's empty, we have nothing in it, we have no ball in the pool, right? So we return a new ball. How would you return a new ball? By spawning a new ball. If we really need to, we spawn a new ball, unless we just get it from the pool by activating it again. Okay, so we need to create a function here also that spawns a new ball. So a ball spawn new ball and transform ball transform. Okay, now here we return spawn new ball. We call this function, and since this function is the same type of this, of the return of this, we can just return this function. Okay, and transform is ball transform. Now if it's not empty, we need to loop through the array, through the balls array, and find the first inactive ball. Then we break the loop, we stop it, and we get this ball that was found. Okay, so for loop for a ball inside the ball array. Okay, so this means for each ball inside this array, if the ball is not we need here to include the ball header ball. Okay, so in the last tutorial we declared this inside the private. Let's go and change it to public here because we need it. So if it's not launched, B is launched. Okay, is launched. Okay, we return this ball. We return this ball that we found. Okay, And otherwise, um, if this loop was over, it finished executing, and we didn't return any ball, we didn't find any ball that wasn't launched, which means that wasn't inactivated, sorry. We want to return spawn new ball also. Okay, so if again, if the array is empty, we spawn a new ball. If the array is not empty, we loop through it until we find a ball that is inactive, that it's not doing anything, and we return it. Otherwise, if the loop was over outside this loop here, if it was over and we didn't find a ball, we just spawn a new one. Okay. Now we want to make this function here, the spawn ball function. Okay. So first, new word. We need the word to spawn. Okay. If no word, return null. Okay, now f actor spawn parameters. That's a struct. Okay. Params dot. Okay, so this here, I'm sure if you are familiar with blueprints, okay, if you're familiar with blueprints, the spawn actor from class has this collision handling override enum, and it you select how you choose how the collision handling is when you spawn a new actor. So if it's colliding, you can set to do not spawn, or always spawn, it ignores collision, and so on. So I'm doing this, but in here. Okay, so I want it to always spawn. Okay, now um, we create the ball, we spawn it. So a ball, new ball, is equal to word spawn actor of type ball, and the class. Now we need to pass the class of the ball. We need to create it here first. So in here, view property, edit defaults only, category equal pool actor or whatever. Now the subclass of a ball class. Now we assign this ball class inside our editor. Now we pass this ball class. Then we pass the ball transform. And we pass the spawn params, the struct. Okay, then if we spawn the ball successfully, we want to add it to the array. So add ball to pool, new ball, and we return the ball. This should be it. or we can do this in here and also return here null pointer. If the new ball was successfully spawned, we add it to array and we return it. And if this return wasn't reached, it means that the new ball wasn't spawned, and we go here, we return this. Okay, now let's compile everything in here. And let's go to C++ classes and create a blueprint based on the pool manager. Okay. And we want to assign the ball class here, the pool actor, the category pool actor, this one, the ball class that we created. We want to assign the ball blueprint. And we want the blueprint of the pool manager. We want to drag it inside the word. Okay, just anywhere here, it doesn't matter, as long as it's inside the word. Now we want to go to our parent game mode and get a reference to this pool manager. Okay, so inside our begin play, inside our if word statement, in here, we want to get a reference to the pool manager. So we need to first create a variable for it to hold reference. So let's make it inside protected. A pool manager equal null ptr. Now here is equal to cast a pool. It's similar to this one here, kind of. A pool manager u gameplay statics let's include the header here for it. So include pool manager. Great. Now we also need remember how in the pool manager when you spawn a new ball, we are adding it to the array. Okay. However, our ball here it's already inside the word, placed inside the word. So when we start the game, it's not added to the array by default. We need to add it. Also, I just noticed the scale. Let's change the scale to word. Okay, so it gets the ball scale, the actual ball scale, because relative is relative to its parent, and its parent here is the ground. You see how we attach this ball before to the ground? So it has the scale of it relative to it. So let's change it to words so we get the absolute scale of this ball, which is 0.3, as you assigned it inside our class in the first tutorial. Okay, so let's go here and get the reference for this ball. So a ball, let's include here the ball. A ball, let's call it default ball, okay, is equal to cast, the same as the one before. A ball, let's change this, copy this here and change the class here to ball. Okay, now if default ball, if we got it, and if pool manager, we add this ball, add ball to array to pool, default ball. Okay, now it's added to the array. Great. Let's compile this. What else do we need? Now we need to actually spawn a new ball. Okay, but first we need to define when to spawn a new ball, or in other words, to get a new ball from the pool. Well, in our game mode now, we want to get a ball whenever we score, whenever this ball passes the rim, the hoop. Okay, so basically here inside our hoop, we need to call the function in here, somewhere in here. Okay, but first, before we do this, we need also to, we need a way to deactivate a ball. And to deactivate a ball, we can do it by creating a trigger box in here, a large trigger box, and whenever this ball hits the box, okay, it collides with the box, it gets deactivated, and it gets returned to the pool. Okay, so let's go and do that. So let's add a trigger volume. So trigger volume, our scene. Let's make it a child of this ground, let's attach it to it and reset the location so the ground is actually centered inside this box. Now when we scale the box, let's make scale absolute. When we scale it, let's say like this, the ground is in the center of it. Okay, and scale it 0.5. Let's make it go a little bit lower so the ball actually goes down a little before it's deactivated. And this is fine. Okay, this is fine. And that's it. Let's go to our game mode and get a reference to this box. So let's include the header for it. The header is include engine trigger volume. Now inside our in here, like we did before, here we want to get a variable, a trigger volume. Let's call that ball deactivation box. Okay, is equal to cast. Let's actually copy this. Let's say here. Okay. Okay. Now if ball deactivation box, we want to bind on actor. We can overlap, not add dynamic. And the function we don't have it yet, but let's say on the activation box triggered or overlap. The activation box overlap. Okay. Now let's create the function here. U function virtual void activation box overlap, and the parameters is actor overlapped actor and other actor. Let's create a definition. So now if the overlap actor is valid and it implements the ball interface. Okay. Okay. We need a ball interface variable. So ball interface. Okay, so here ball interface is equal to cast ball interface, and the object is other. Now if we get it, we want to call the deactivate ball function. We don't have it yet, so let's go and create it. Let's go to interface, and here virtual void deactivate ball equals 0. And inside our ball class, let's override it. Now to deactivate the ball, first we want to simulate physics set it false. We need to hide the actor, and we need to change the boolean. Where is it? This boolean b is launched. We need to set it to false. Okay, after the activation, this one. So first, ball mesh, simulate physics, false. Then we need to hide it. True, sorry. And launched, b is launched, equal false. For now, that's what we want. Now let's go back here and deactivate the ball. Okay, awesome. Okay, now we need to activate the ball, like we said before, whenever we score. The reason is we are spawning a new ball whenever we score is because remember how in the first tutorial we spoke about having two different game modes, one which has no time limit, the other has time limit. So inside the no time limit, which is this one we are working on, the ball will only be activated again whenever we score, only when we score. So when we throw it, it shouldn't activate immediately, only when we score. So if you throw it and miss, we don't score, uh, and it's deactivated, then we lose the game and no ball should be spawned. But however, if we score, then a new ball should be spawned here. Okay, so let's go to our hoop in here, and when we update the score, we need to tell the game that it's time to spawn a new ball, to get a new ball from the pool. How to do it? So remember, this hoop class will also be used inside our time game mode. Okay, not only inside this game mode. So we can't actually get call the function pool manager get ball from pool. We can't call this because this will also happen inside our time mode. Okay, we don't want that. We only want it inside our unlimited time. So one way to fix this is to create a delegate event. Okay, and bind it to spawn a new ball only inside our unlimited game mode, which will be a child of this parent game mode. Let me make things clear by actually doing it. So let's go here and let's go to parent game mode, right click and create a C++ class derived from parent game mode. Let's call it unlimited time game mode. Okay. Okay. Now here, inside our unlimited time map, let's go to this over here. And inside our word override, let's go to select game mode base class and choose the unlimited time game mode. Now this word has the unlimited time game mode, okay? Not the parent game mode anymore. Basically, it is the parent game mode, but inside of this game mode, we want to override some functions. Now let's go to our hoop header, and create the delegate event. So to create an event, a delegate event, we go here and we write declare dynamic multicast delegate. This one here, but just remove this. Okay. We want also to pass a parameter inside this delegate. So just call one param, and the delegate name is f on scored. Whenever we score, we call this delegate, and the parameter is of type boolean, and the name is random location. You will understand what this means later. Why I want it. It's optional, but it gives the game a little bit more randomness. Okay, you don't have to do it, but it's better to do it because first you will understand more, and it's better. It's more fun this way. So let's create this delegate. So f on scored. Let's call it on scored. Okay. Now inside the hoop CPP, we want to broadcast. We want to call this delegate in here. So on scored dot broadcast, and the parameter here we pass the parameter the boolean. We want to pass it as true. Okay. Now let's close this. And inside our game mode header, we want to override begin play. Okay. And now when we begin so this super begin play actually what it does is it calls everything here inside the parent. Okay. And now whatever we write here, it's additional only in this game mode, not in this game mode, just in this. So in here, in unlimited time game mode, we want to bind this on-score delegate we created to create a new function whenever it's called. To create a new ball, to spawn a new ball whenever it's called. So first we need a reference to our hoop because that's where we created our delegate. So we can do it inside our parent game mode in here, like usual. Okay, here we need to get a reference to the hoop. So first include hoop with h, and now a, no, not here, inside our header here, and be protected so this can access it. So class a hoop. Okay, now here equal cast. Let's copy this. A hoop. Okay, that's it. Now here, if basketball hoop. Now we want to bind the delegate. Okay, so basketball hoop on code dot add dynamic. This no wait. Yeah, this parent game mode. So the function we want to call is inside our parent game mode, and the function is activate next ball. We don't have it yet, so we will create it now. Let's go here. So here a parent game mode. Let's go here and create this function. But first we need it in here. So here virtual void activate next ball and a boolean random location equal here. Now here override. Now if manager. First we need to get this boolean if it's true or false. So if random location, if it's true, we want to set the ball. So let me show you. This ball is now in the middle, right? If it's random location, if it's true, we want to set the ball somewhere in the middle or on the right or on the left within a defined offset range. Okay, so int offset direction is equal to f math random range, and the minimum is -1 and the maximum is 1. So this 1 0 1. Okay, -1 means left, 0 means the center, and 1 means the right. Okay, it's random. Then the float is offset amount, maybe 5, or let's create a variable and we can tweak it later. So in here, float, let's call it new ball offset. Let's give it 5 by default. New ball offset. But also we need a new property, edit anchor, category equal parameters, or default something, whatever. Now we need to get a vector. So when we got, where is it? When we got the default ball here, we need to actually cache the default transform of the ball, so you can use it here. So let's go to our game mode here, and in here let's create a f transform. Let's call it original ball transform. And here when you get it, so original ball transform is equal to default ball get transform get actor transform, like this. Let's make it here. Okay, so this location is equal to this original transform location. So it's equal to original, or let's create a variable here, a local variable f transform spawn transform equal to original ball transform. So it's equal to spawn transform dot location. So if you don't know, the transform is actually the location, the rotation, and the scale. Now we only want the location, so we get the location. Then the location of the ball dot y on the y-axis, like this, is equal to location. It's equal to this location plus the offset direction, which is this, multiplied by the offset amount. So actually equal to location plus equal offset direction times offset amount. So this is also equal to equivalent to location.y plus offset direction times offset amount. This is the same as this, and the offset direction is, let's say it is 1, so this is 1, and the offset amount is 5. So this means the location.y, so if we start the game now, the location is 0. Okay, so the next ball would be 0 plus 5. It will be in here. Okay, now we need to set the location. So spawn transform dot set location. Okay, that's if the random location is true. Now if it's not true, we don't do anything actually. It will spawn in the middle. So pool manager get ball from pool, and the transform is spawn transform. Okay. Now in here, in our unlimited game mode, oh, it's already done. Activate next ball. Yeah, it's already done. Okay. Now if we compile, we get an error. What's the error? Number. Okay, so let's just make it public here. It should work. Okay, the pool manager is here. And what else? This should work. Now if we go to the outliner here, we can see that we only have one ball. And if we score, now you see it got deactivated when it reached this box. So let me show you in this here. If we throw it, okay, you see it got deactivated when it reached the box. However, it didn't activate again because we actually didn't create a function for it to activate again. So we did create one inside our parent game mode, but this is only getting it from the pool. It's not actually activating it. So it's returning a ball, but it's not activating it. And by activating it, I mean it's not setting it to visible again, and it's not simulating physics again, and all this stuff that we deactivated in here. So let's go and create a function inside our public here. So void activate ball, and if transform activate transform. So first we need to unhide it, so false. We need to set the location of the transform of it to activate transform, and we also need the ball mesh to simulate physics again. Let's try now. No, actually, no. Cancel this. Let's go back here, and inside our game mode, let's call. So this is getting the ball. This is actually returning a ball now. So let's access it and call activate ball, and the transform is the same as spawn transform. So you may be wondering why we have two spawn transform parameters. Well, the first one is for if we are spawning a new ball. Okay. This one is for spawning a new ball, and this is for activating it from the pool. Let's try now. Hopefully it will work. Okay, so it didn't spawn a new one because we didn't score. Right now the game should be over with a rematch or play again button. So let's try again here. And it didn't work for some reason. Okay, so the problem is here. This should be a new function because you are binding it dynamically. This activate next poll and our parent game mode should be a new function. So let's try now. We didn't score. Let's try again. Nice. So we scored, as you can see. And let me show you again. Right now we have one ball only. Okay. So let's search, let's filter it. Ball BP. Now if we score, we get another ball. It spawned a new ball because it didn't find any ball that wasn't being used during that time. So now if we go ahead and score another one, it should be use one of these two. Okay, so let's go ahead, and you can see it didn't spawn anything new because we already have one in the pool. As you can see, we are only using these two balls all the time. Okay, and the score in the last tutorial, we didn't see if the score was working, but now we can see it's 8 and it's increasing 9. Nice. Now let's get rid of these annoying joysticks, virtual joysticks. Let's go to edit, project settings, and virtual, this one, default touch interface. Let's make it clear, empty it. Okay. Okay, awesome. It's working great. I don't know if you have anything else right now. And you see how now this isn't in the middle actually. This is a little bit to the left because it's randomized. Here we set it to true, so it's spawning a new one and a random location. Okay, now this location, we created a variable for it here, and we expose it to blueprints. So let's go ahead and create a child from this unlimited time game mode, a blueprint actually, underscore VP. Let's set it inside our blueprint folder. And let's change this to the blueprint one. Now here we should have this new ball offset variable. Let's make it 10, for example. Oops. Yeah, you can see. If you set it to 50, let's say something high, as you can see. Oops. Great. Now I will leave it to 5. I'm happy with 5. I think that's it for this tutorial. I hope you learned something new. If you wasn't familiar with pooling system, now you are, and I hope you found it useful. I'm trying to figure out if you forgot something or not, but I don't think so because we already done what you wanted to do. Okay, yeah, that's it for now. So I hope you found this tutorial useful, and I hope I see you on the next one. Take care. If you have any question, let me know in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more tutorials, and see you later.